Today we are making, wait for it, butter chicken. Now if your kids are anything like mine, they probably adore butter chicken and it's the one thing they want you to bring home from the Indian takeaway. So tonight we're going to use our pantry staple item of tomato soup and take it next level by making our butter chicken. The first thing we're going to do is make a tandoori paste. Now you can use store-bought stuff, but if you don't have this in the cupboard, I just about guarantee to you that you have every one of these spices that we need gathering dust at the back of the pantry. So we're going to make our own. To do that, we're going to start with about half a cup of yogurt. Full fat Greek yogurt is what you want, but just use whatever you have. And then, I love this, you need 1 teaspoon of every spice I'm about to work through. So not hard ratios, just one of everything. We've got our coriander seed. You don't have to be too careful about any of this. Cumin, ground cumin. Ooh. I'm using smoked paprika, but if you only have straight paprika, that's fine too, entirely up to you. There we go, I like mine nice and smoky. Then we've got 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now that does have a bit of heat to it, so you can go a little bit less if you're cooking for children. 1 teaspoon of whatever salt you happen to have in your pantry. In it goes. And some garlic powder. Now if you don't have garlic powder, that's fine. Crush up some actual garlic and pop that in. This is 1 teaspoon of turmeric. In it goes. 1 teaspoon of powdered ginger. 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds. And some mustard powder. In that all goes. And the only thing we don't add a full teaspoon of is chili, because you put in however much you like for the amount of heat you want. I'm doing this for children, so I'm only going to put a little bit in because I have been known to go a little bit hard in the past. Now we're just going to, oh, look at those colours. We're just going to mix that all together. Look at that, all blending in beautifully to our yogurt. And then to that, we're going to add a nice decent splash of lime juice. Again, if you don't have limes, you've only got lemons, don't worry about it. Mix those together and it will work the same way. You're just adding some extra acid. And there you have our homemade tandoori yogurt paste. What we're going to do with this is put it all over a whole lot of chopped up chicken thighs. Now again, if you don't have thighs, don't worry. Use what chicken you do have. And this works really well with fish too, I might add. The tandoori paste. So here we go. All our yogurt onto our lovely pieces of chicken thigh. And what you want to do with this is let it sit as long as you can once you've mixed it all together. Now, if you can do half an hour, great. If you can leave it for 2 hours in the fridge cupboard, even better. But if you don't have any time and you need to cook it straight away, like I'm going to do now, that is okay too. Don't even worry about it. So, we'll let that chicken delicious yogurt spice mix sit there for a minute. And while it is doing a little bit of marinating, we're going to get the next bit ready. So we're going to heat a pot. This was heating just before, so it's got a little bit of heat in it already. And to my pot, I'm just going to add some oil. I'm always terrified I'll go too early and put the onion in there. It won't be that beautiful sizzle that I'm after. Should we do it? Here we go. Oh, did you hear the little sizzle? There it is. Sizzle. All right, so that's what we want. We want our onions going in the pan, and we're just going to cook those down a little bit. Now, while that's doing that, I'm just going to add a little bit of oil to our mix over here. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that when it all hits the pan in a minute, the oil helps those spices to fry beautifully. Now that our onions cook down slightly, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. I'm using the paste today, but you can use fresh garlic crushed up, whatever works for you. Now, I didn't put that in right at the beginning because I don't want it to burn, but it'll cook down nicely with our onion now. So now our onion has a little bit of colour on it and it's starting to go translucent, which is exactly what we're looking for, just to take that raw edge off. And now is the time for us to add all our chicken and its beautiful tandoori yogurt to the pot. Here we go. In it goes. Oh, listen to that. Oh yeah, now the spices hitting the pan, everything in here smells incredible. This smell is what you want to come home to at the end of a long day. It's when you get home and you walk in the front door and you think, oh, I really hope that smell is coming from my kitchen. At this point, we're just going to cook the chicken down a little bit before we add the rest of our fabulous ingredients. So just give it about 5 minutes to let the chicken start to cook through. This is one of my favorite parts of cooking curry. It's at this point that the fat and the oil splits away and it's got all the spices in the oil and you can see it separating into gorgeous little fragrant pools in the bottom of the pan. I absolutely love this moment. So all our spices are releasing their fragrance. The chicken has started to cook a little bit. And now is our favorite part, adding our secret ingredient, our tinned tomato soup. Now in it goes. Give that a good stir through. Now it was a beautiful colour before, it's an even prettier colour now. We're going to stir that through, and to that we're going to add a tiny little bit of garam masala just for the finishing spice flavour. And we're just going to rinse out our tin to make sure we've got all the goodness. Give it a stir. Now all we need to do is let that simmer until the chicken is beautifully cooked through, and right at the end we're going to add some cream and a little bit of maple syrup just to finish it off. I'll check back in about 10 minutes. Alright, so that's been our 10 minutes. Let's have a look and see how our butter chicken is doing. Oh, yes please. Goodness me. Oh, that smells incredible, and all the oils split off and it's bright red and delicious. We'll just give that a little bit of a stir. That smells so good. Oh, if the kids don't come running for this, they will come running for nothing. All right, that looks incredible. We can turn the heat right off now and add our finishing touches, which are 300 mils of cream, because rich and creamy is what butter chicken does best. In we go, give that a stir through. Now we don't want to simmer this anymore. This is just heating the cream through. You want it to stay nice and rich. All right, give that, oh my goodness, so good. Now another little secret weapon I like to add, and this is totally optional, is a tiny little bit of maple syrup, just for some added sweetness. But again, that's a personal preference. It's entirely up to you if you put that one in. I think it's a nice little neat finishing touch. All right. All right, ready to serve? What I have here is just some rice, some steamed rice. You can do fancy rice if you want to, but I like to keep it simple because this is all about the butter chicken. And let's get some nice big pieces of chicken in there. Oh yeah. Pop that in the bowl. Oh, this is nurturing soul food when you need it. And don't forget that beautiful gravy, the butter chicken sauce on top. Gotta get lots of that in there, right? Beautiful, classic. And then the last thing you want to do is put some crushed nuts over the top if you've got them. And if you've got some herbs, sprinkle those on top, but if you don't, exactly as it is perfect. There you have it. Our simple, easy, hero pantry item, butter chicken. Enjoy it. I know the family will fight you for it.